Hello, it is Tuesday, the 25th of August, 2020. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've had a great start to the week. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at UVI's Mayhem of Loops. I thought the best way to test Mayhem of Loops would be to put together a simple 4-bar loop production. So that's what I did, and it sounds like this. A step-by-step breakdown of how I put that production together is going to be available exclusively on my Patreon site. In this video, we're going to concentrate on what it's like to put a production together using Mayhem of Loops. And as you can see, there is an awful lot of choice of different genres of music here and plenty of sub-menus to go with that. One of the things I really like is if we come into, say, for example, anthem hip-hop, we have a choice of how we can interact with the different loops. So we can go with a full loop like this, or we could go with just the bass drum and snare. Or we could go with just the hi-hat. Let's take a look at the interface and let's look at the different ways that you can create playback. With this button here, you're going to get automated playback as soon as you press play in your DAW. With this button, you can simply press play, or you can control it down here on the keyboard. Or we could draw in very quickly. We could draw in the MIDI trigger. Let's take a look at how the sync option works here. At the moment, we've got it set to tempo. Now, our track tempo is 93 BPM, and that's what we're playing at. So if I increase the track tempo, our beat increases. Or I can turn it off, and now the beat will play independently of the track tempo. We have a couple of other options that we can use to affect how the tempo is being played. We can times the tempo by 2, or bring it back in halves. Very slow. We can also fine-tune it by adding percentages. One of the very cool options that you get here is this drag and drop option. I really like this a lot. This allows you to easily drag and drop your wave pattern directly into your DAW. The great advantage of this is it allows you to then take that wave file and put it into whatever sampling software application you like using. We already mentioned the advantages of being able to work with a construction kit. And that meant that I was able to take the hi-hat that sounded like this and made it sound like this. One of the great things about the Workstation sample editor is how easy it makes it for us to be able to affect pitch. So here we have the bass line loaded up. But you can hear it's a touch thin, so I wanted to add an octave drop and kind of thicken it up a little bit. And if we want to drop it, really easy to do. And one of the things I really love about that is it's playing back at the exact same tempo. I also wanted to create an octave drop for the kick drum, and I needed it to do two things. I needed it to just act on the kick. I didn't want the snare to be there, And also I needed it to follow the new loop pattern that I'd created in Cubase. The slice and map option within the workstation is great for this. Here we have a range of keys highlighted. Each one represents a section of the loop. If we use the drag and drop option, what we get is a MIDI file. And the MIDI file has allowed us to do two things. Firstly, it's made it really, really easy to take the snare out. Secondly, it's also made it really easy to just copy and paste so it matches what we did in Cubase. Now, if we play the loop, you can hear there's no snare, but you can also hear that we're not in the right pitch yet. We're still in the same pitch. Very easy to solve. You can either use the mouse or double click. Here we go. Now we get our octave drop. One additional way that you can affect pitch is the choice to use either the stretch option or the sample option. Now, during the production, I'm always using the stretch option, and what that allows us to do is change the pitch whilst keeping the tempo the same. Here we go. Let's go up an octave. And they're both the same. If we switch to sample, not only does the pitch change, so does the tempo. The star of the show is, without doubt, the drum loops. And I particularly like the construction kits. The workstation sampler interface, honestly, I didn't find it entirely intuitive at first. But once you get used to it, it is very easy to navigate your way around. One of the things I really like about how UVI has built this is the number of different ways that you can control the various parameters. I really like the range of playback options. I like the different ways that you can control sync and tempo. And the pitching options, the different ways that you can control pitch are fantastic. I really like this drag and drop option. I really like being able to just take the loop, drop it into Cubase, work really quickly in the way that I'm used to. That is very, very practical and very functional. The slice and map option is an absolute highlight. The ability to be able to use the keys to edit a loop is great. And you throw into that you can drag and drop the MIDI and do the editing within your own MIDI window. It allows us some really precise editing and the possibility to just increase exponentially at that point. Would I have liked to have seen more construction kits? Yeah, absolutely. But the edit options are so good. There's an awful lot you can do anyway. UVI's Mayhem of Loops contains an insane amount of beats. And when you add in all the different editing options, the possibilities become almost infinite. What Mayhem of Loops gives you is the fundamental building blocks of high quality productions and the tools to be able to edit them to fit the creative needs of your music. It provides you with the foundation on which to build an almost infinite array of high quality professional productions. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to hear more about what went into the actual production, a step-by-step breakdown is going to be available exclusively on my Patreon site. Not only that, but I'll also include the multi-tracks. Until next Tuesday, good night and good noise. Stay safe and stay healthy.